Thank you. Good morning. Thank you all for the 5 witnesses and the members of the committee and all of you in the press and in the public who are attending today's hearing. I want to thank Chairman Graham for allowing me the opportunity to chair this hearing. I also want to thank Ranking Member Feinstein for investing time in this important topic. She's going to be here momentarily. Today's hearing is entitled "The Infant Patient: Ensuring Appropriate Medical Care for Children Born Alive." And this is an opportunity, a genuine opportunity for bipartisanship, something we talk about a lot around here but don't get many opportunities. This is genuinely one of those opportunities. I want to review a little bit of history. In 2002, Republicans and Democrats came together to ensure that children born alive are recognized as persons under federal law. But unfortunately, federal law does not criminalize the denial of care to babies that survive an abortion. Today, this committee has an opportunity to learn from experts in both the legal and the medical communities as we consider what we can do to protect these most vulnerable among us, these newborn babies. Before senators and journalists begin to write off this hearing as just another messy and complicated fight about long-standing disputes surrounding abortion policy, I would like to humbly ask that we not just immediately retreat into our fortified and familiar trenches that the two parties have occupied for most of the past 47 years. I want to say that I am proudly pro-life, but I'm not actually here today to try to persuade any of my pro-abortion rights colleagues that they should join us at next year's March for Life. That's not what this hearing is about. This hearing isn't about overturning Roe versus Wade. In fact, this hearing is not actually about limiting access to abortion at all. This hearing isn't a debate about third trimester or second trimester or first trimester abortion. This hearing is about making sure that every newborn baby has a fighting chance, whether she's born in a labor and delivery ward or whether she's born in an abortion clinic. That's what the Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act does. That's all it does. It makes sure that a baby that is born alive during a botched abortion would be given the same level of medical care that would be provided to any other baby at the same gestational stage. I think we need to underscore this because we're probably going to hear lots of things surrounding the hearing that are about other topics. Many of them are important. Many of them have meaningful debates, but they're probably not really what this hearing is about. This hearing is about babies that are born alive, surviving a botched abortion attempt, and whether or not they should be provided the same level of medical care that would be provided to any other baby at the same gestational stage. So if we come to this hearing with humility and compassion, if we open our hearts and minds and actually listen to our witnesses, some of whom are going to share very painful and personal stories today, I think that we will have the opportunity to do some bipartisan work. I say that for 2 reasons. First, just to underscore again a historical point, and then second, a point about our shared humanity. History, last year, 53 senators, a majority of the Senate, and including 3 Democrats, Senators Casey, Jones, and Manchin, voted in favor of this legislation, the Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act. And some of the Democrats that didn't vote in favor of the legislation said they would like to have a hearing on the legislation. So that's some of why we're here today. And I know that my Democratic colleagues on this committee think highly of their colleague and our colleagues from Pennsylvania, Alabama, and West Virginia. And I hope they will seriously engage the position that they've taken in good faith, rather than letting politics and rhetoric surrounding other topics consume this hearing. I'm hopeful that we can build on last year's majority and bipartisan vote. Second, about our shared humanity. In our hearts, each of us knows that every member of our human family ought to be protected, that every baby is born with dignity. For 2 centuries, Americans have worked relentlessly to extend basic human rights to more and more of our fellow citizens. And Senator Bernie Sanders and I, 2 men who don't agree much in terms of our voting record, do agree about this. This is a recent Senator Sanders quote, "The mark of a great nation is how it treats its most vulnerable people," close quote. Yes and amen. And that's exactly why we're here today. It's time to protect these newborn and vulnerable babies. Thank you.